So, hi, I'm Nina Collins, and I'm from the Wolfer platform. And we're here talking today with Tichina Arnold, who's down below on my picture. I don't know where she is on yours, and Zenay Arnold, her sister, who's above. And Tichina is a very well-regarded actress. She's been on a million things like Martin and The Neighborhood. I actually just watched you in the really good VH1 documentary on female comedians, Black female comedians.
I didn't even know I was in that.
You did that. We did that like 2 years ago. We did that.
You did it a couple years ago. You're really good in it.
Thank you for
it's not long. It's like half an hour, but it's a really interesting show about Black female comedians.
Wow.
You're a two-time NAACP Image Award winning actress, which is amazing. Everybody Hates Chris, so all sorts of stuff. And Zenay, your sister, is your manager, and also the founder of the foundation you guys run together, right? We Win, which is a foundation devoted to helping people and their caregivers with lupus. So I don't know if you guys know much about us. We're a platform for women over 40. We started as a Facebook community called What Would Virginia Woolf Do, which was a dark joke on suicide, kind of like, we're getting older, should we just kill ourselves? But it was supposed to be funny. We think it's funny. And it's kind of funny. Virginia Woolf killed herself. And then the group grew and grew, and we grew to like 32,000 women, and we ended up leaving Facebook last year, and we built an app. And so now we have our own little social platform like Facebook, but just for women over 40 and a whole lot smaller. And we do content and we do newsletters. And since the quarantine hit, we decided to start doing video content. So we're basically interviewing women we find super interesting. And we're very grateful to have you on today.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thanks for being here. And you're both in California, and I'm in New York. I'm in East Hampton.
Oh, so
and
New York.
Yeah, I'm in the Springs. I'm lucky. I live in Brooklyn, and I came out. I mean, like a lot of people, I basically came out for the weekend. I have a very small house out here. I came out for the weekend, and I haven't left. I've been here for like 8 weeks, and I now have like six people in my house, and a seventh coming. I have 4 kids, as I told you before. So it's a little crowded, but we're very lucky. I think I notice a real difference. I don't know how it is in LA, but I feel like here, people in the city it's a different level of stress. If you're out of the city and you have nature, like you can.
Being in the city is always a different level of stress. We didn't realize how stressful we were until we left the city. I left New York in '91.
Mm-hmm.
My sister left when I was pregnant. What was that?
2005.
2005. After I had my baby. And we found that even with her illness, just the cold weather is just no good for her.
Yeah.
So literally, she left, my mom left. So when I got pregnant, my daughter changed everybody's lives. We kind of just all migrated here, but we still have lots of family. My dad is still in New York. There are a lot of people that are our family members that we still have in New York that, that winter is no joke. I just finished talking to my grandmother about it. It's really harsh on the body. But there's no other place like New York culturally. There's no place.
I agree with you in all these ways. I think we're the same age, Tichina. I'm 50. I was born in '69, and I think you are too, right?
69, baby, too. Hey,
yeah. You're younger, but yeah, you and I are both summer of '69. And like you, I grew up in New York and have lived here my whole life. But 2 years ago, after a bad breakup, I drove out to LA and lived there for 4 months, and I loved it. And since then, I keep kind of flirting. That's why I always want to know where people live in LA, because I'm always thinking about real estate. And I think you're right. I think as we get older, particularly, it's just easier. Like the winters, the weather. The
winters really wear you out. And the winters were no good for my sister. So, where she lives now out in Fontana, it's extreme weather. Like, people don't realize California is a desert.
Yeah.
It has extreme, like it could be 100 degrees during the day, and at night it's like 30.
It's cool, yeah. I went to Joshua Tree last year with a bunch of Wolfers actually in our community. It was awesome. So let's talk a little bit about lupus for a sec, because our community serves only women over 40, a lot over 50. So it's kind of menopause, health, sexuality related, and certainly autoimmune diseases are a much greater chance of having them when you're in menopause, and also they hit women much more, and particularly African American women, right? I think the numbers on lupus, I mean, certainly, I think as many as 1 in 250 African American women will get lupus in her lifetime, which is high. So is it something that runs in your family? Was it a shock? Why did you decide to create the foundation? I don't know. Tell me a little bit about your journey with it.
Well, we had no idea what lupus was until I got diagnosed with it. And that was the interesting
How
part.
old were you?
Huh?
How old were you?
I was 32 when I got diagnosed.
Young.
And they said that it would genetics. It runs and it's hereditary, but you can also get it through, traumatic, sicknesses. Like if, you get a cold or some type of other illness can bring it out. So we were shocked because we tried, and it's so funny, Tichina immediately, when I got diagnosed, I still was in a fog because I was like, what? Like, my pills so I could, because I was working. And at that time, my ex-husband left. So he literally left me with a mortgage in Long Island, in Lynbrook, a nice area.
He left because you were sick?
It was all part of that because I was actually experiencing symptoms for 2 years.
Right. So you were miserable. You were trying to figure it out. He was impatient, right? I mean, that's the problem. I mean, autoimmune diseases really are hard, and for a lot of reasons, but because they're so mysterious, right? You can have you can have bad lupus, you can have mild lupus. I mean, I was once told that they thought I had lupus, then they decided I didn't. I mean, autoimmune diseases are tricky, right?
Very, because the symptoms vary. So like, for example, I have 7 autoimmune diseases. Lupus is one. The next worst one is rheumatoid arthritis. So I have joint pain, which is rheumatoid, but I also have the joint pain through the lupus. So when it both hits, like when both illnesses hit at the same time, I'm no good. So again, it affects us all differently. When you look at women who suffer with these diseases, specifically lupus, so many that like, I did lose a lot of my hair because I used to have long, thick hair. It's still growing back. I have my moment. Like right now, I just am at the brink of ending a flare. I've been sick for the last 2 weeks, and I was hoping that I wouldn't have to cancel this interview, but thanks to medication and prayer.
And is that why you're wearing these gloves?
I can't. This is another. I had to come up with methods to cope, to survive. And that's why we created the Z survival kit, because I was at that time working like 100-hour weeks. So I went into survivor mode. So I just was trying different products, and compression is key. Compression actually helps with the swelling and the joint pain. So that's why you see my glove.
You were working in the legal field, and then you moved out to California and you started managing your sister's career. And then you got
how I started managing, because again, I transferred my job because I worked at a top New York firm, and my boss at that time, which is a woman over 40, she was a partner, and she saw how I suffered in silence, because as a woman working, we have to work twice as hard. We can't complain. So, but she saw the pain. Like, it's just amazing how I never even told her that I was sick, but she was like, Zenay, yeah. And I never forget, she brought me in the office and she's like, you're not doing good. And then she said, I think you should transfer to our LA office.
How great.
She made that happen.
That's great.
And I was in the process. Now I'm sick and trying to sell a house here. Sell my house in New York and buy a house in California and get a divorce all at the same time.
That sounds like a really rough bunch.
I don't even know how I got there, but again, I have a great support system.
But also, we see women who go through I mean, we all in our lives, men and women, by the time you're middle-aged, you've gone through a lot. But it is amazing. Like you see people go through shit like that. Like they get divorced and breast cancer and their kid, and we do get through it. I mean, it's amazing how resilient people are and women are in particular. I mean, not everyone. It's actually something I've really thought about running this community because resilience is incredibly valuable. The people who don't have it, it's really rough.
Well,
So
this is my motto. You can't just lay down and die. Like
that's
if
right.
half of us could just lay down and die at some point in our lives, we would. But
Right.
what are you gonna do?
I think that's true.
You know, you just gotta deal with things as best as you can, and deal with them as they come. Like
That's
even, you know, my sister, you know, she's really still in pain right now. Right now, she's in pain. She's not going to tell you because she's used to not wearing it on her sleeve. Me, on the other hand, if I'm in pain, I'm like, I'm in pain. Everybody needs to know it. But, you know, we are true believers. You know, we will never get anything. God will never give us anything that we can't handle or we can't, you know, and Zenay is a living testimony, which is why we want to make sure we just, as we looked into lupus and the effects of it and how it has just really affected not only the person that is the loopy, but the caregivers as well, the family members. You have a lot of single mothers who have lupus. And when they're bedridden, who's going to take care of the kid?
Yeah.
Who's going to go to work so they can bring home the cheddar to take care of the kids? Who's going? It is just a horrible, horrible thing to have. You'll be fine one moment and then awful the next. And a lot of people don't, you know, we have a lot of people that contact us because people think they're lying about it, or people think they're pretending or being dramatic. It's so many things that we've experienced and talking to people that have been living with lupus for a long time. We know a lot of people that just got it. We know we've just been hearing all of these stories. And the one thing that Zenay and I wanted to make sure that we were able to focus on, and that is grassroots. What is the need now for these women that we can relieve some type of the pain or some of the pain or some of the stress? So we try to pay people's bills. We try to connect them with people that are able to help them as well. We pray for them. We do whatever it is that is necessary to live and thrive.
So is that what you do? Do you essentially raise money and then literally help people one by one? People come to you and you give them help.
Oh, we have a waiting list, and I feel bad because we haven't been able to help because the funds, you know, we operate purely off of donations. And then there were times where Tichina and my family, hey, you got $20, let's donate because I need to send out a Z kit, which cost $40 to make, and then another $15 to mail. So it is quite expensive, you know, just to maintain. So this is another hope with thank you for allowing us, because we do need funds to help people.
No, absolutely. And do you apply?
I'd like to give a shout out and a big thanks to Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg was one
big donator, right?
People that literally gave us a huge donation, and it helped us, you know, kind of get on our feet and get it going and get the wheels turning. So I will always be appreciative to Whoopi Goldberg. She didn't have to do it, but she did. And it takes people like that know what we're trying to do. You know, we're not spending the money. Literally, as soon as the money comes in, it's gone. Gone. And when there is no money, I'm trying to fund it as much as I can with my own money. So, but this is a mission that we have. This is what God has called us to do. So we want to make sure that we do it to the best of our ability and as best as we can.
And do you ever think about, are you going to try and grow it? Like, do you apply for government? I mean, now is not the time, obviously, to get foundations, but do you try and go that route also? Yeah.
Actually, can I tell the story?
Yes, I mean, might as well. We're drinking and talking.
Exactly. We don't have any secrets, as we said. It's fine.
We had connected with someone through a referral, and let's
Just
just
don't
say,
say
yeah, let's just say he ran off with our money.
Oh shit. I'm sorry.
So it set us back.
Mhm.
I had to go through, at that time, I was sick. And I think actually I had a miscarriage.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
we were doing our annual Zumba yogathon.
Uh-huh.
It just, when I tell you, it's so funny. Tichina says, you know, she admires my strength. But when I think about like everything, I don't just get hit with one thing. It's like one thing after another. And it's like, okay, am I going to die? No. No, I call it.
wish you had it that easy.
Yeah.
Shit.
She's like, look, you don't have it easy. Take your 5 minutes. My Aunt Gaynell, who's our other co-founder, she's amazing. She is our spiritual advisor. She raised, let's just say she was the first to see Tichina and I being born, because my mom, you know, her and my mom are really close, but my aunt, she's also crucial to this foundation. And she taught me at an early age, Zenay, it's okay. Life happens. Take your 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pull yourself together and keep it moving. So I was truly devastated, because this was money that was supposed to get more to help. And so we actually are now going through a transition because we need help. Tichina, it's literally Tichina, myself, and my aunt. That's
Got
we
it.
went.
Run this.
My garage is my inventory. My office upstairs is where I counsel. I do everything. Oh, Elijah's in the
Is
background.
that your daughter?
Yeah, I got a kid. This is my kid.
It's great. Okay, so all right, so it's amazing what you do with We Win. We're really glad to know about it, and now we know we have lupus expert friends, and so we'll spread the word. Let's talk about a few other things. You have a kid. Tichina mentioned being a single mother, like lupus, women who have lupus and are single mothers, but generally being a single mother in itself is an interesting subject. And you said something, I was doing some kind of research checking you guys out, and you said that the number one thing you learned was to ask for help. I can't remember where you said this, but you said it somewhere. And it reminded me of a thing my mom said. My mom was also a Black single mom. She was an artist. She was a filmmaker and a writer. And she once said to me, she's dead now. She died when I was 19, but she once said to me in a really stern way.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank
you.
you.
Have four beautiful children. Like, how did you do it without your mama?
It
How
sucked.
did you do it?
It was awful. It's so sad. And I have one who's a lot like her. I mean, she would have loved all of them up. I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible she doesn't know them. But I have one who's a young.
Well, she
really,
does. She does. She knows them. But you
I
just
hope
think,
so. I
she-
hope so. But she once said to me really sternly, "Don't ever be a single mother. It's really too fucking hard." Like she said it in a kind of like really. And I, of course, then grew up and wanted to be just like my mother, and you know, ended up getting divorced and ended up having, you know, I mean, they have a dad who helps. He's not around, but not enough, not well. But anyway, that's a different subject. But
honey, 4 kids is never enough, girl. 4 kids is girl.
And that idea of being able to ask for help is so important for all of us. I'm sure Zenay knows it more than anyone, right? With an illness. Like,
I had to learn. You know, when I had to learn to ask for help, I went to the bathroom on myself.
Who'd you ask for help? Who was there for you?
Nobody.
Oh, sweetie.
But I could have called, because at that time I was newly diagnosed. My ex had walked out, and my cousin was living with me, but she was at her boyfriend's house. So I could have easily, I mean, because again, I was in New York around family. I called no one. And then,
well, there's shame, right? You're ashamed, or you're
embarrassed. I'm so ashamed. And I went to the bathroom on myself. And that's when I was like, really? After I got through the flare, I had to get up, change my sheets. And then I was like, yeah. Then I moved out here. And then what's so good is because of my village, like, it's funny, Tichina will be on set. Perfect example. Fast forward, I'm 17 years surviving with these illnesses. I am a walking miracle, thank God. but we'll be on set. And I'm always on the sidelines. Again, I'm the background person. And so in between takes, I'll, go up to Tichina, or she'll call my name. Everybody on set knows my name. Even if they don't know me, they know my name.
Right.
And I'll never forget, we were on Happily Divorced at that time. And that was with the show with Fran Drescher.
Fran Drescher, yeah.
And the first time she realized, like, this chick is sick and working, she looked at me and she was like, a flare's coming. And my face.
Well,
like,
she's also been sick.
Because again, I go into survival mode. So I'm so grateful that my family is able, when they see it, they shut me down. She was like, yeah, no, go into the dressing room. Because again, I'm trying to live and work with these diseases. So, again, it's been touch and go. I've learned as I go. And now being a veteran, I'm able to help somebody else. So I love counseling. And it's funny because I meet people like me all the time. And then I'm like, oh, you're in the denial phase. Oh, you're in okay, I'm getting that I'm sick, but now I want to, so it's different phases. And now I'm able to see.
It's a gift that you can talk to people who are suffering from chronic disease, because you now have a different perspective on it, right? You've been through
Can I tell you, it's like my sixth sense. You know that movie with Bruce Willis? And I can, Tichina, I'm telling you, we travel, and I'll never forget, in the airport, we're sitting there waiting for our flight, and I saw a person, and I'm like, Tichina, that person is sick.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I mean, it so happened, and she's the outgoing one. I'm the it's not that I'm not social. I'm social when I have to be. But Tichina struck up a conversation because, again, she's famous. So that caught their attention, which is why for our foundation, Tichina is the face and I'm the voice. And so once she struck up the conversation, and then I'm just sitting there and she's like, let me just ask you, are you well? Nice. Sometimes she gets point blank. And then the next thing you know, we're praying for the woman.
Well, that's the thing. It's those kind of connections and honesty that make people feel seen and make them feel better. I mean, it's really nice to be seen, right? To be recognized.
We need dialogue. I think we as women, let's just start with women, because that's who we are. What we are. We're women. We have to train ourselves to, like you said, ask for help. Yeah. We have to train ourselves to share information.
Absolutely.
Not just information that is for somebody else. You have to share information about yourself.
That's right. 100%. Totally what our community is about. Is the whole idea is that if you're open and share your story and your pain and whatever, you'll get through it better, but you'll also help someone else who will understand.
Can I tell you, alone. As much as my family, they can understand, they can empathize, but they can't relate. So it took me, I had to, and I said in a conversation with Tichina one day, I was like, until you feel my pain, you can't talk to me on a certain level. And so I think it went from my lips to God's ears. And then all of a sudden things, my body, like now being in quarantine, I'm experiencing my illness on a whole different level in the last month. And I told Tichina, she looked at me and she was like,
because you're isolated, you mean?
No, I just, honestly, we've lost a lot of New York people. And I actually lost my one and only hero, who was
don't cry, it's okay.
Oh, okay, he just passed a couple of weeks ago, but
think of him in joy. Think of the equate with joy.
He was on dialysis for 33 years. He outlived his kidney doctors. And I'll never forget when I first got diagnosed, I said, oh my God. And he said, today, if I could do the sickness, so can you. So he was my, my go-to. And so now I think the stress, because I think about him and I think about the other people we've lost. I'm thinking about Well, we did get some good news. Tichina's show got picked up for season 3. So
Oh,
financially,
the Neighborhood got picked up?
yes,
That's
got
great.
picked up yesterday.
It's really so fun. It's a really fun show. I hope you love doing it.
And let me tell you, even though I'm not I'm technically federally disabled, so I can't work. So when I'm able to help Tichina, you know, I can work home in my pajamas. I have that
We all do now.
Yeah, so
What she's saying, she can't hide behind work anymore. Like being home, you are forced to deal with yourself, forced to deal with family, forced to deal with the house, forced to deal with everything, because you have to kind of go within inside yourself, because you only have to deal with yourself. You are home.
I'm gonna state this: Tichina and I have been going for the last 2 years.
Yeah, we've been running.
And let me tell you, this is why this is pre-COVID. We were about to go on hiatus. So Tichina, she has to get a foot surgery for the 3rd time because she don't listen. She's stubborn. The doctor said this is the last time we're gonna do this surgery. It cannot be repaired. So
is this bunions? What is it for?
For her, she has
bone spread from wearing high heels.
Yeah.
So
gotta stop wearing high heels.
So Tichina and I
heels. I want to wear my high heels again.
I can't wear them anymore. When I wear high heels, I'm very aware that I used to wear them all the time, but I'm gonna fall and break an ankle.
Lupus and rheumatoid took my feet. My feet are deformed now, so I wear Uggs. Uggs are my best friends.
Well, no, I don't do that. Sorry.
But Tichina, what we had planned, because we've been going nonstop, and Tichina's publicist, Lana, we love her to death, and thank God for Lana for making this happen.
Girl power.
Lana was like, I said, Lana, Tichina, we gotta go on shutdown with her for 8 weeks. No work, no nothing. So Lana was like, good, okay, vacation for me. Vacation. So I said, I'm gonna go down too. So I had already planned, we're gonna
take some time off.
She's gonna get her surgery. So, and then COVID happened.
So Tichina, you didn't get the surgery before COVID happened. No,
literally when
it'd be a perfect time. It's true.
Yeah, when Governor Newsom shut it down, literally I was supposed to have my surgery 2 days later. And
one of my best friends who does our podcast with me, her name is Hillary Richard. She had that foot surgery. If it wasn't bunions, I'm pretty sure it's a spur. It's the same thing, in January. So she was home all of January and all of February and was just starting to leave the house when this happened. The poor woman has been in the house for like 5 months.
I mean, God has blessed us to have, like, Zenay and I were already planning to be on shutdown anyway. Okay. As sociable as I am, I'm also very introverted as well. Yeah. So when I'm inside, I could literally, me and my daughter, we could be in the house. How long? We could be.
Okay. Can your daughter come up here? I want to see her. She's so cute. Because I tell you, hi, sweetie. I saw you guys on some video. I was doing some research about your mom and your aunt, and I saw you and your mom singing Beyonce in your car. And my girls and I have 3 daughters and a son, and they're all like a little older than you. They're 19 to 26. You're like 17, right? 18.
Your kids are that old?
Yeah, my kids are old. I started having kids when I was 23.
Wow. Use my language, well, bitch. You look good.
Hello.
You too. So we sing Beyonce's Birthday is my favorite album with the girls, and we sing it in the car all the time. And we sing Listen. Listen is my divorce song, I call it.
Yes.
I'm divorced twice. So anyway, it was very cute seeing you guys sing, and you're a very good singer.
Thank you so much. I tell her why we started singing in the car. Why did we start singing in the car?
Well, we started singing in the car because usually our mornings I would start off my mornings very grumpily.
Grumpy.
Yeah. I start my day off really grumpy and on the bad side of the day. But when she started to make me sing, it started to bring more of the positive side out of me. And knowing that I could share that with other people, it was really inspiring, especially for other parents and children.
Basically, it kept killing her.
Yeah,
it kept you from killing her. Believe me, I've raised 4 kids. I totally get it. I can't sing to save my life, but my memories of singing in the car with my girls when they were that age are really some of my favorite memories. Singing Beyonce in the car with my girls.
the fun of it. It's not about being able to sing. It's about singing.
Yeah.
People don't realize singing is a part of your release.
Sure.
Singing
Yeah.
is part of your ministry. Singing is part of you ministering to yourself. So you're saying these words and they're coming from a place where you just, it's an organic place and it's a place that feels good to you. So I had her start playing songs that she likes to listen to, and which had us have it forced us to have a better relationship.
Yeah.
Because now we have some commonality, and that
That's
is
so great.
you know, singing songs that we both like, listening to each other, and just kind of starting our day off in a way where it's on a high note and not such
And not screaming at each other about getting out of the house and getting to school.
get enough negativity and you know, and I'm going through menopause. So you know, the menopause thing, and so
are you pre, post?
well, I haven't had my period for over a year. I'm going on.
Okay. Yeah, we're twins. I haven't had mine in 2 years. So we're
full blown.
full blown. You haven't had it for a year, you're full blown menopause.
Yeah. So
it's supposed to get easier. Okay, so we don't have much more time. We've actually already gone over, but if I can, I want to ask you, bye, sweetie, you're adorable.
We started talking about periods. She's leaving.
Yeah, she's like, get me out of here. I have one last question for you because I'm just interested in like being a 50-year-old Black woman, comedian, actress, singer in Hollywood, with the culture, the way it's changed in the last few years, the way there's so much more, you know, you've got Issa and you've got Lena Waithe, and has being a Black woman in Hollywood, does it feel easier? I mean, I know it's never going to feel easy, but what's it been like for you? Is it more fun now, or is it, I guess you, on the other side, you have aging to contend with. So,
well, for me, because I started off as a child, it's all I know. It's what I know.
It's your world.
I put it in, like, I don't ever look at anybody else's careers and say, oh, well, that should be me. Never have I done that, because what's for you is for you. What you put into it is what you will get.
I completely agree.
You may not get it when you want to get it, but you know, the industry is like your man. It is like your boyfriend. I'm telling you, like, if he may take you to dinner, he may feed you, he may do all of these wonderful things for you, but what happens when he stops?
Yeah.
Do you still love him when he stops doing all those nice things? So that's how I equated the industry for me, because it is my business. See, people tend to forget that show business has that word business behind it for a reason. It's the business of show. And once I learned that it was a business, I was able to balance the two, my love and creativity for, you know, in balance.
Oh, that's a good, so the lesson is the kind of something like we talk about a lot also is like, don't take everything so personally. It's like keeping it separate. It's like when you're online dating or whatever you're doing, it's like, it's not about you inside, right? It's a business. It's the person. It's what people need.
Business. You may walk into a room and think you nailed it and you did awful to somebody else, or to one person in the room. You may do a job because one person didn't like the way you walked in.
Right. I always say to women when they're like online dating, I always say, like, if he doesn't call you back, it's not about you. He may be dating 6 other people. He may have cancer. You don't know what the fuck is going on.
Dodge the bullet.
This
is how we need to operate at all times. We need to
stay in your lane.
Yeah. Well, and even if you don't want to stay in your lane, when you're ready to leave that lane, well, how are you going to do it? Who are you going to do it with? What are you prepared to do it? So these things that I have been trying to talk to, even when I do interviews during this quarantine, it's like, okay, guys, it's fucked up. This shit is fucked up.
You're scared. This is bad.
Say that it didn't have to happen. Okay, it shouldn't have. But now that we're here.
Yeah. Now what?
What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who and what will you be when you come out of quarantine?
Yeah, no, it's a very good question. It's absolutely right.
This is, our children force us to survive. They force us to, because we no longer live for ourselves. You have more than motherfuckers to live for.
No, and also it's like what you said before about Zenay. Also, being home forces you more to be with yourself, and there is incredible beauty in that, right? It's kind of like, who do I want to be? Who am I really? I read this incredible essay this morning that I posted on all my social media that I just loved, by a professor, a young woman who teaches fairy tales. And it's this, I'll send it to you. It's this essay where she talks about trying so hard to have a certain thing for years and years and years. And now this has happened. And she's like, what the fuck? Who cares about that thing? Like, it's kind of, she's thinking about who she really is and what really, it's complicated. It's interesting. It's an interesting moment.
Complicated, but we have to enjoy the complication.
Totally.
Complication doesn't mean a negative thing all the time. Things are complicated because we make them complicated.
Yeah, we do.
Complicated,
like you work,
Yeah.
And I'm learning.
I'm a firm believer.
Too. Like I'm reevaluating. I'm pondering, and it took Tichina's Lana. She's like, Zenay, let me see. You're a mother, a wife, a sister, a daughter.
That's right. You have a 2-year-old son. Yeah. And
and she's like,
and a granddaughter.
Okay. And a granddaughter. It's okay. She looks, she's like, you have a lot of responsibility. So it's okay for you to retreat.
Yeah.
So I'm retreating right now. Yeah. And I think with the illness, I honestly, because I told Tichina, man, I know my body, I know, but I'm in a new, I guess I'm on a new level with these illnesses. So I'm embracing the challenge and the pain as I always do. I don't like it, but this is going where I am right now. It's for a reason. So when we get out of this code, we don't know what.
It's for a reason, but you don't have to accept it. And I just told me this the other day. I was like, look, I don't even want you to get used to being the martyr. I don't want you to get used to, going through this pain and having to go through this pain to tell a story. Damn that. We want you to be pain-free. We want everybody that calls us with a success story to tell us, guess what? We're pain-free. We have to literally take these things and these moments and utilize them in a way that is beneficial for our spirits, beneficial for who we are, beneficial for our children, beneficial for our families. We have to start operating on a different consciousness. We have it, but we've been so busy with other things. And now this quarantine time is forcing us to really look at what we have. Let's shape it the way we want, and let's share it.
Yeah, it really is an opportunity. I mean, it's scary, but it's really an opportunity. And you have to look at it that way. Yeah.
God bless you for creating this platform.
Oh, thank you. You guys are both so beautiful and lovely. This has been really fun. I could talk for another hour. I really
look, we gotta hang up.
I know it's really been fun. So we didn't even get to talk about hair in quarantine. I'm admiring your fabulous scarf.
Oh, look.
My hair. You don't want to see my hair under here. Oh, you don't want to see my hair.
Oh my God. So my daughter, I got so frustrated. I had so many split ends that I cut my hair and I really did it badly. So when my daughter had to fix it, it's a few inches. It
looks good.
I cut her hair way too short.
Yeah, look.
That's what I said. It's healthy at least. Yeah, because it was looking really awful.
Aloe vera. Zenay wanted to tell you, I've been taking the aloe vera plant. Yeah. I'm just putting it around my edges and just to give moisture.
That's a good idea. Well, I have to say, I've been using quarantine, like I've been doing my feet. I've been doing those baby feet masks, and have you heard of baby feet? Oh my God.
Oh.
Okay, before we go, you have to Google this. So go onto Amazon, Google baby feet heels or masks. They're like, you'll get 2 for, I don't know, $15. And they come and you put your feet in these masks for an hour, and then you take it off and you wash your feet, and nothing happens for like 5 days, and you think it didn't work, but on the 5th or 6th day, your feet start peeling like you've never seen, like yeah,
I've heard of it, but I've never tried it.
But it's the perfect time to do it because no one's looking at your feet, and I'm telling you, at the end, like you have baby feet, like your feet are like, it's unbelievable.
This quarantine thing, the worst thing that I just cannot accept, I never saw my real toes. I haven't seen my real toes in years.
Believe me, I have to say, I've been saying to my friends, the one thing more than anything else, more than someone cleaning, I miss getting my nails done. Like it's
Oh my
really
God.
making me crazy.
Even
Oh,
when I messed up hands, I'm like, yeah, still I miss being dolled
but
up.
we gotta keep on keeping on. And you
Keep
be
on.
encouraged, Nina. You be encouraged. You
Thank
keep
you.
doing what you do. Take care of those beautiful babies. And we
Thank
just
you.
all
Really fun to talk to you both.
have
Have a great evening and happy Mother's Day. We didn't talk about
Happy
Mother's Day, but
Mother's
happy
Day.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to everyone.
All right. Take care, ladies. See you soon.
All right, you too.
Okay, bye-bye.